Hello, I am Killer Rhubarb. Welcome to some Jetpaction. So, the controls to this are just using WS and D. Space is fly, A and D are move, and W is go up, S is go down. If you stop pressing space, you stop thrusting, which can let you do some cool tricks like we saw in the opening cutscene of the game. Basically, what happens is a wave of enemies spawns and it gets progressively harder, and ammo and health rains from the sky, and also range from the dead bodies of your enemies. So here we just have the simple enemies, rocket enemies. They've got just your simple machine guns. The first wave had 1 enemy and the second wave had 3. They're making a nice little explosion when they die. This kind of controls shittily because the mouse also changes the way you're flying, so you can control with both the mouse and with the keyboard. So sometimes you're controlling with the keyboard and you'll accidentally move the way that you don't want to go with the mouse. So these guys have rocket launchers. They're very annoying, but we're going to deal with them as quickly as possible to get them out of the way. You see, here's a rocket following us. They've got helicopters as well, which I like about them. And here's the last wave of the game, just 4 rocket nukes with the machine guns. Pretty hard wave to deal with, but all in all this is easy. It's the first blimp rocket mission of the game, so we'll be seeing a lot more and they'll get progressively harder. Once we're dealt with this dude, we have to go land on the top of the blimp. Here I'll go over some of the stuff that I've forgotten to mention in previous episodes. For one, you do not have different ammo stacks for each weapon. You basically have got a universal ammo stack. So if you use up all the weapons in your machine gun, you cannot fire your pistol, so you can't change back. And that goes with all the guns in the game. The punch also does no damage, so using the punch to target enemies is easy, but to do the punch you have to be standing right next to an enemy and then left click. Left click's normally fire, so sometimes you'll see me accidentally fire when I need to punch someone, or punch someone when I meant to fire. So, that elevator that I went down and explained is very long, and I'm going to be going up and down it 3 times in this video, so I'm going to cut out the next 2 times. Here I am going to deliberately die to show off the death scene in this game. It's not at all an accident because I suck at this game at all. It was left in there purposely. So yeah, you just get this this music, and then you get walked back to the nearest checkpoint, which just so happens to be at the end of the elevator segment. So we're just going to be doing that all over again. I gotta come clean about something. This is not my Let's Play file. The reason for that is because when I was doing recording the Let's Play file, my computer completely overheated and I lost the recording entirely, and it started me up at a checkpoint that wasn't the start of the level. So I quickly sped around to this level and recorded in a new file. But I did get all 3 signs in the LP level, so you don't have to worry about that. So here we're going to do that part properly, murdering both penguin soldiers. Painting the walls red with blood. I like the aesthetics in this area. It's nice and big, and I love the here's the first sign of the level, by the way. I'm just going to be jumping and get it, which I completely fail at. There we go. Now we're going to go back and get the second sign, which is at the top of the blimp, so going up that big elevator again. I like the 3D effects of the girders in the background. So yep, here we are. There's the second side. And back down the elevator, which I'm just going to cut out again. There we go. Yeah, so basically they made this entire part and they made the entire elevator just to show you the scale of the blimp itself and how big it is and how big the weapons are and how to scale it is. And here I show off the girder and how it changes into a 3D shape. This game can be played entirely in stereoscopic 3D. I've got stereoscopic 3D glasses, by the way. There's the third side of the game, of this level, sorry. And as you can see, here's all the enemies lining up that we're going to have to fight on our way back. But for now, let's just murder the two guards flying the blimp. I juggled that dude a bit more because why not? That was not at all a cut because I died at all. And this one I die as well, but I left it in because something very awesome happens, which you'll see in a minute. This took me about 5 or 6 tries in recording it, so that's why that cut was there. And it's all because I want to get the achievement, which we get right here, Hindenburger, which you just get for murdering all the enemies in the ship. And so that's what the screen looks like if you die inside it. Die when it blows up. And here's my winning attempt of it, which was just after that attempt. There wasn't any other cuts. So you basically just speedrun it, run straight towards the sign, get it, and then run back out into the exit. So yeah, that was some Jetpaction, the first jetpack level of the game. I'm going to do a couple of victory jetpacks to celebrate, because I really like the jetpack levels. They break up the game. They're not too well coded, but who cares? Anyway, that was chapter 3, first jetpack level. And here's chapter 4, Life Remaining. Thank you very much for watching. I have been Clear.